Guys, welcome back. For today, I have a 2023 Ram 2500 diesel engine. Guess what it's here for? You got it right. Transmission issues. Well, that's what I suspect so far. After driving this, it doesn't even have to be hot. After driving for a minute, or just have it idling, let it warm up a little bit, you put it in gear, it stalls out. You put your foot on the brake, it wants to go through the wall. That, sounds like torque converter lockup. There's no codes, no active codes. The fluid level's good. The fluid quality from the dipstick, it appears to be looking decent. I was monitoring stuff and I was kind of watching transmission data, and it has me thinking it's a transmission issue. I mean, obviously, I'm locked in on that. Engine solid, no codes. But I'm thinking torque converter, staying locked up. I'm gonna drop the pan. Hopefully find something on the bottom of that pan, metal, some sort of debris that helps me pinpoint that transmission. But if there's no debris in there, then possibly it's simply just a torque converter. But some of these vehicles with no codes and no direct answer, I guess you could say, complicates things. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off of this truck, rack it up, get up in the air, and pull that pan. Strip it. Fluid doesn't look all that great. This thing is nasty. Hopefully it's smoke, make things easier. Customer won't appreciate that, but on the bright side, he's got an extended warranty on it. No factory warranty, but extended. Not sure if that's good. So far, I'm liking this color. It is dark, but like I said, we can just service it. We can just replace the whole unit. It might even be better for everyone. So I won't have to be searching for problems, or more like solutions. Let's see if we don't make too much of a mess. Doesn't always go well pulling pans. Oh, lost that bolt. Gotta watch it. All right, here we go. Pour some of that out. Let that drip. Ooh. Give me a second. Let's turn down the jams. Good music, but let's slow it down. So, a lot of times, have customers that bring in their vehicle, and they or somebody who related to transmission issues, somebody serviced it, and the problem with that is I want to know what the bottom of the pan looked like, because sometimes that That'll tell you everything. But, you know, whether they do it themselves or somebody that's just, you know, friend, whatever, and they do not address the issue. They do not pay attention to the hints, the telltales. I mean, dude, fluid condition tells you so much. I was checking from the dipstick. I was getting very small amounts. It was in a hurry. This is a friend's truck, so, you know, I'm trying to do things on the clock, but off the clock. If that makes sense. No pay. But lucky for us, he does have a warranty. Lucky for him, he has a warranty. So, you know, we don't have to give him the homie discount, which in this case, nowadays, I think I should, the homie discount should be twice. It should be twice what we charge for repairs. So if you charge $200 an hour, $100 an hour, $150 an hour, charge double. Because, you know, sometimes friends... Anyways, that's another subject. Let's get back to this. The fluid is dark. And like I said, I didn't catch that at first. But look at this, my friends. Look at this. See if it focuses. It looks like somebody needs to mine. Yep. I'm not sure what failed, but something has failed. Almost looks like some sort of bearing material. But I'm definitely going to catch some photos of this. Depending on their service warranty, sometimes, you know, it's easy and be able to get this repaired, replaced simply with that, because that's enough to replace this as a unit. Or get it overhauled. Honestly, depends on the warranty. I myself do not overhaul these, but yeah, we will see. Back to this. Their complaint was vehicle stalling. No codes, no check engine light. Okay, so verified. I duplicated the concern. Checked for codes. No codes. Checked fluid level. Fluid level was good. It did not have a, you know, a lot of times burnt up fluid has a distinct smell. I don't know if it just, the smell wasn't there, or it's the fact that I'm sick and stuffy. But yeah, I knew without, when there's, I knew once I had no codes pull up that it was time to pull the pan. I been dragging it on because I've been busy. This was one of those not on the schedule. I'm trying to squeeze them in. We finally got them on the schedule, got them in, and here we are. Stalls out. But other than that, this truck, once it's going, once it's moving, it has no issues. It goes through every gear perfectly. But prior to this, he was complaining about a almost like he was searching for gears, and that was before it failed this bad. He's owned it for maybe 2,000 miles. It was driving great, but then he started noticing it was surging, and to me that sounded like a converter shudder. But I drove it. I felt it, didn't feel it. The problem with having a hard time trying to figure out is this thing is on 24-inch on 35s. They're 35s, but on 24s, that's not a whole lot of tread. Anyways, this thing, these wheels are massive. They're wide. So this thing just tracks horribly. So between these tires causing a rough ride, trying to feel that shudder was a little difficult. Anyways, so he continued to drive it, and finally he took a road trip with his family. On his way back, he broke down a few hours from home. Luckily, you know, he was able to get back. He had to tow the pickup, but he got back. And here we are. So if you're having something similar, definitely inspect, pull the pan. Pull the pan. Do not pour it all out. Usually what I do, I let it, you know, I lower part of the pan, let it drain a bit, and then try to retain a very low amount in the pan. So on your last couple bolts, hold it up, bring it down, you know, do what I did, bring it on the bench, check. Look in there for shinies. You want to find shinies. That's what I call them. You know, metal debris. You know, something's been chewed up in that transmission, and it's getting spit out now. So whether it's bearing, clutches, and that's the other thing. Clutch material, you'll see it. You'll see your fluid start to glimmer and shine. Kind of like your kids, you know, your kids a glitter that they might leave all over your house. I don't know. But yeah, this truck has just over 100,000 miles. So, you know, this being a 68 RFE, it made it pretty far. I'm not hating on Dodge. I own one. I have a 2013 Cummins, a 3500. It has an Eisen transmission. I give that thing hell. It's been giving me issues. Replaced it with a used one. That was a horrible mistake. The reason I did that is because for a new one, they're running $10,000 to $12,000. Sorry, it's hard to cough up that much money. But now we're gonna have to get it overhauled. Whether I start overhauling myself, or you know, have somebody do it for me, because you know there's not always time, and it costs. Even though, you know, might not cost you a whole lot of. You're not paying labor as a technician, as a mechanic, to work on your vehicle. Time is money. So if I'm losing time to work on my own vehicle, I'm losing money. I'm losing time to make money on some other vehicles. That not being the point, but yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope this video helps somebody out there. You know, that's my whole point out there. Everybody's always coming to me. They want answers. They want free labor. They want free work. I can't afford to give everybody free work, but you know, here's a little help. Here's some assistance. Hopefully this helps somebody. If this turns into a major job, some of these vehicles, these newer vehicles, aren't that easy to work on. Not necessarily as far as R&R, removing the components, but a lot of stuff needs programmed. It needs reprogrammed. It needs relearned. Transmissions need relearned. They always have, but so now in this time, you need to have the equipment. You know, you need to have the correct scanners, the correct programs to access and program. And Chrysler, Fiat, Stellantis, whatever their name is now, they FCA, you need authorization with your scanner. I have a Snap-on scanner, a Snap-on Apollo D8. I think I just updated it. I just had it updated. That's the number one thing. You have to have your scanners updated. I pay auto auth, which is authorization you have to pay to get into these Fiat safety gateways. But anyways, that's not too expensive as far as that. It was $60 for the year. Not terrible. Updating these scanners is it's pricey. So if you're not using it as a professional, you know, it's a little hard to have that equipment and have it up to date. But other than that, you know, find your local honest shop. You know, like I said, honesty is key. You want to find an honest repair shop. Don't always go to the cheapest. Cheapest is not always the cheapest. I see it all the time. You know, I'm not saying I'm the best tech out there, but I've seen it where folks bring me their vehicles. They've been somewhere else. They had this put in, this installed, that installed. They were told they needed this. They bring it to me. I see what's been done. It didn't necessarily need it. So they paid over there. They paid for parts. Then they bring it to me. And sometimes it's as simple as a broken wire. You know, the concern is simple, but finding that is not always as simple. But yeah, go to your local honest fix it the first time shop. You know, not everything's that easy, and things aren't always straightforward. Some stuff's harder to diagnose, but you know, if you find the right guy, the right shop that's honest, they'll get it done for you. There's a lot of great techs out there. There's a lot of shady places too. Just do what you can. Do what's best for you. If you drive one of these with a 68, better have deep pockets, man.